back, everybody. It's the What's Cooking Today show. I'm Eric Hines, and if you missed the last segment of the show, we spoke with Larry Lipson, the Affordable Wine Report, and Larry coming to us from the Lipson Institute of Advanced Wine Studies. And we'll post all those results on our CRN Talk page, crntalk.com. Just click on the What's Cooking Today show, and you can take those wine suggestions. And I bank on Larry's suggestions. He's got a great palate for wine. And now, right now we're going to talk about something a little bit different than wine. We're going to talk about better nutrition and health. Of course, they say a glass a day of red wine is good for your heart and good for other healthful reasons. But I think we're going to get with Ashley Koff. She's a registered dietitian. We're going to find out some other great tips to celebrate this National Better Nutrition Month. Hey, Ashley, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Of course, I was not aware it's National Better Nutrition Month, but I'm glad that we're talking about this. I myself care, a lot about my health. I do my exercise. I make sure to eat 3 square meals a day. I try to get enough rest. All the good things that they say are important to us. The body is a temple. I think I read a book that said that somewhere.
Absolutely. And, I think one of the things that can be hard for people is, so you start out trying to do that, and then you hear just different things, right? And different things over the years, or you've tried something and maybe it wasn't successful for you, and so you start to feel like you're a failure, right? And
Absolutely.
How do I do these pieces? And so what I want to do is I want us to take a step, away from perfect. And so this National Nutrition Month, I'm calling it National Better Nutrition Month.
Nice.
Because what we want to underscore is that today we know what better nutrition is and isn't, and it really comes from making better, not perfect choices more often. So the idea is that we need to give the body what it needs to run better. So the body's turning around and it's saying, okay, I need all the different, something from all the different colors in the rainbow. I'm not going to be super concerned about if you're going to get it from one particular green or another, but I need to get in greens. I need to get in orange. So that's, these are ways that we can make those better choices more often.
Absolutely. That is a good kind of an easy method to follow, is that, how colorful does your plate look when you're not just the plate, but the actual food on the plate. If people have a lot of starches and meat on their plate, they're lacking a lot of that mineral-rich color foods like the kales, the lettuce, the carrots, the, beets. All, the chickpeas. There's so many other things that people can add to their plate to give them, good protein and good minerality.
You're absolutely right. And so what we want to think about in these days, it's smoothies. There are so many different ways we're getting it in. But I love that you honed in on minerals, because I don't think that minerals have gotten enough attention, and minerals do so much in our body. So we focus a lot on vitamins, so we focus on all right, I need, my B vitamin, or I need vitamin C. And, for a long time we focused on those. But minerals, in particular, if I just talk about magnesium, and I've seen the research on magnesium. 70% of us are not getting in just our recommended daily allowance of magnesium.
Wow.
And that is so important, because magnesium it goes into our bodies and is meant to be in our cells to help us turn off our stress response.
Really?
So the thing is, the body is designed with a stress response. So stress is actually not the problem, but not turning off that stress is a problem, and it's one that's affecting a lot of us. So when we don't get in enough magnesium, we're not turning off the stress, and that means things like not getting that good sleep, but it also means things like our digestion are not being prioritized, because when we're stressed out, we don't have digestion being prioritized. So here's some really great news. I happen to love chocolate. I also love oatmeal, and I like hemp seeds. And all of them are really good sources, and real dark chocolate is a great source of magnesium. So there are ways we can get it in. I also personally will rely on supplements. So for me, I looked and I did, and I actually have an assessment, like a 6-question quiz on magnesium on my website, so you can see if you're getting in enough magnesium. And I realized a lot of days I'm not getting in enough magnesium. So I was like, all right, as the person talking about this, I better do that, otherwise I'm just going to be really stressed out. So I actually conclude my day with a magnesium supplement, not to say that I'm not getting in the foods, but as a way for my better total nutrition to be better.
I think that's probably important, Ashley, to mention, is that, the supplements are there to supplement. They're not there to replace. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I as a man, I was told that I should be taking CMZ, the calcium, magnesium, and zinc combo as a supplement. Is that something you recommend as well, or is it kind of more important?
These days we're actually not recommending calcium as a supplement for most men. However, one of the things I also have on my website is I have a calcium assessment because we actually need calcium, right? It's really important for our heart health. It's really important for our bones. But many of us are eating calcium-rich foods. And so if we're getting the calcium from, and it's not just dairy. You know, we thought like, oh, if I'm not having dairy, I'm not having calcium. Did you know a lot of the non-dairy options, like the nut milks and things like that, actually have more calcium in them than the milk equivalent? So one of the things that we want to pay attention to is we don't want too much calcium because calcium, if it's not going to the bone, can go and become kidney stones, and it can also become arterial plaque. But the magnesium and the zinc that you talked about, and I would add to it vitamin D, those nutrients actually direct calcium. They go and they see the body's taking in calcium, and they pick it up, and they take it over to the bone, and they go, calcium, here, right? Or they go to the heart, and they're like, okay, you're supposed to be over here. So what we are coming to understand, and what you're hitting on, is it's not just about one nutrient. It's about getting that blend in together, and that is where, when we look at our food, we want to make sure that we're getting in real food and not isolates of particular ingredients. That's going to be a better way for us to get that better balance.
And of course, a lot of people take the daily multiples. And again, that is just a supplement. That's nothing that's there to actually replace eating nutritious, healthy, well-balanced meals.
Absolutely. I like to, so this has happened to me. If it's never happened to you, if you're perfect, awesome. Like, that's great. But for me, I might even make a really great meal, right? I could even call it a perfect meal. And I have literally made it the night before. I'm doing everything right. I'm going to bed. I'm getting my good sleep. And then I walk out the door in the morning, and I'm at the office, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, that perfect meal is still sitting in the refrigerator, right?
I've done this, yes.
Things happen all the time. And so what I look at for when it comes to a multi, and I like it to be a multivitamin, multimineral, or there are other nutrients. Like for me, I love to eat wild salmon. I actually am one of those weirdos that will open a can of sardines. I love the small fish. I get my omega-3s in there. I'll eat walnuts. But I have a lot of patients that aren't doing that on a regular basis.
That's important.
And if you're not doing that, you want to make sure that you're getting in those omegas, because those are essential. Just like your green vegetables, just like your orange carrots, your sweet potato.
Ashley, we got to go. What's a website that we could reach you at?
Absolutely. AshleyKoffApproved.com.
AshleyKoffApproved.com. Thank you so much, Ashley, for joining us. We'll be back on the What's Cooking Today show.
My number 2 does not look like a number 2. I don't know what to call it. Is there a number 3?
Table for 4, please. Anything close to the restroom.
A middle seat with these stomach problems? That's my fear of flying.
Sound like you? If it does, you could be one of the many people with a digestive condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Even if you don't know what EPI is, you might know the symptoms: frequent diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain. If you have even just one of these symptoms, you could still have EPI, because not everybody experiences EPI the same way, which is why it's so important to open up to your doctor about all your symptoms. And the good news is, EPI is manageable, so don't keep a lid on it. Go to identifyepi.com, complete the symptom checker, and use it to have a conversation with your doctor. Don't keep a lid on it. Visit identifyepi.com. Brought to you by AbbVie.
I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Changes in Washington are not only affecting the nation's economy, but your family's as well. Quicken Loans can show you how to take advantage of a cash-out refinance to pay off credit card debt or invest in home improvements. In fact, you may be able to eliminate private mortgage insurance. No matter what's happening in Washington, it's always a smart move to call us at 800-QUICKEN. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.18%, APR 4.35%. Experience the confidence that comes from working with a mortgage partner that has your best interest in mind. For 7 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the 3rd year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN today or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030.